We feel so honored and excited to have you. This inaugural program of Talking Trades with Femi Boyede. You are very much welcome, sir. For those of us who don't know Dr. Ken, I'll just say just 2-3 lines about him. Dr. Ken Ukaoha. I'm sorry, I may not be pronouncing the name well. Please forgive me. Sir? Okay. Dr. Ken Ukaoha. Perfectly. Oh, okay. Dr. Ken Ukaoha is a trade lawyer with PhD and expertise in international trade and economics law. He has a master's in international law and diplomacy, master's in multilateral legal system, master's in business administration, and master's in trade law. He's an alumni of the prestigious International Leadership Academy in Germany. Ken is a sound trade negotiator who has handled several bilateral, regional, and multilateral trade and economic negotiations. He was at the forefront of the negotiations of the Economic Partnership Agreement, EPA, representing Nigeria and also as a member of mainstream ECOWAS negotiation team. He was involved in the negotiations of the ECOWAS Common External Tariff, CET, and contributed immensely with representations for Nigeria at the recent African Continental Free Trade Agreement with the African Union. I'm going to post his bio for all of us to see, because even when we try to abbreviate his bio, it's still several pages long. So please permit me to welcome him, Dr. Ken Ukaoha. You are welcome to this program, sir.
Thank you very much.
And I would at this moment allow Dr. Femi Boyede. Please, can you welcome him officially?
Okay, thank you so much. Kemi, great job welcoming. I call him my president. He has been my president for, I don't know, 18, 20 years, thereabout. And well, in case he doesn't know, the reason why you are our first guest speaker, sir, is because as far as trade in Nigeria is concerned, I see you as Mr. Trade. And you might recall on 1 or 2 occasions in the past, when I was working with ministers of trade, I had the opportunity of telling my boss or my bosses that if you want to get it right over the next 4 years, we should start by talking to the man who heads the Association of Traders in Nigeria. So I know, Ken, we start together to negotiate Doha Development Agenda, was it, in Hong Kong, way back in 2005. And ever since then, I have known, I'm not saying I have felt, I have known within me that this is a man who has a lot to offer Nigeria, both as a country and Nigerians as people who are trading within it. So I feel most honored, sir, that you actually came into the spirit and understood our desire to have you at the inaugural meeting of Talking Trade with Femi Boyede. Welcome once again, sir, and thanks for the honor. I know, for example, should I tell them, President? I know that my president for the past 5-6 hours has been busy trying to encourage, teach the men of the logistics and Nigeria's Customs Service on how to better be trade facilitators in Nigeria. And it was actually because of this program that he left, and he ran 440, 880 to get and join us. Welcome very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Femi. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Lady K, do you want me to?
Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So I feel honored and humbled also by the several comments that I have had, and I welcome everyone to this inaugural webinar. As it is, it's a series. We hope to have it about once every month. The whole idea is, just like most of you have kindly commented, my desire is not to go to the grave with what I know. Talking Trade with Femi Boyede is not what about Femi Boyede knows. It's a platform. The concept is actually to bring up a platform where everything that connects, that concerns trade around the world can be discussed. Ours is a commitment to throwing up the challenges, to identifying what the obstacles are to smoother trade, that is inter-countries, inter-continents, or to profitable trade, that is at the level of the individual who is trading, and that is among the companies that are trading, not just from Nigeria to the world, but between other countries of the world, with all full sense of responsibility and patriotism. Talking Trade was packaged by Nigerians, but Talking Trade is actually a value to the entire world of trade. So as we go along, you are going to see that resource persons are going to be drawn from trade practice, ministers of trade, heads of trade support institutions across the world. At some point, it is my dream that we will have our own DGWTO talking to us. Over the next few sessions, you're going to be listening to past and serving ministers of trade. The whole idea is this, really simple. Trade will augur better for everyone if the traders know what to do to be better. If countries know what to do to support their traders to trade more profitably. If traders themselves know what to do to be able to participate meaningfully in international competitive bidding. So it has something for everybody. And we chose today's, the first one, for us to talk about why trade matters. Why will trade not matter? Trade is the, I won't tell you what the first one is, but I know that everybody here knows what was the first human activity. The second one was trade. It was people exchanging their desire for what their need for what they actually had. It's not a preaching moment, but the serpent went to Eve with something in his hand. He was trading so that he could also get back. So it was a barter. He knew they had something, Adam and Eve, which was supernatural enjoyment, and so he wanted to take that away from them. So he went with what? Apple. Take this fruit. So that's just to bring it in to break it down to the very banal. But trade is so important, and talking trade is important because of the topics that we're going to be talking about here. I'll give the example of where I find myself today. Today, I find myself in Canada, and that's the best that can happen to a trader, to have your leg in the two places, in both the supply and in the market. So as of today, I am in the market in Canada. But will it not surprise you that as we are in Canada, if I brought a tuber of yam from Nigeria in my luggage, and I happen to be selected for examination, if the customs sees that yam and they ask me, where are you coming from? I tell them in Nigeria, they will cut it into pieces and throw it into the garbage right there. But the same yam, if another passenger by my side was coming from Ghana and they asked him, what's this? He says yam. Where are you coming from? And he says Ghana. He's allowed to pass. Now, I don't have anything against Ghana. I'm just giving this as a practical experience and example. So if you go into the stores here, you want to buy Milo, what we call Milo in Nigeria, right? Nestle Milo, you want to buy, you go into the Chinese store, the Chinese bring Milo in and it is allowed. You cannot bring Milo into Canada and it is coming from Nigeria. If it gets to the custom and they see it, they will confiscate it. So why does this matter? It is because there is inadequate exchange of information and understanding between the traders. What is it that the country will accept? Why will it accept it? And the government. Why should we make this plain? That's why trade matters. That's why talking trade is going to be picking topic by topic as it affects people, as it affects government, as it affects exporters, as it affects companies, in a way as to bring up solutions. Unless I forget, just to round that part up, everything that is discussed here that is a challenge, that solutions are proffered, is going to be properly documented and sent to the agency that is concerned, whether it be Canada, it be Italy, I'm happy there's somebody who joined us from Italy. I think there's somebody on from South Africa. What challenges are you getting? What are the things that Nigerian exporters or vice versa need to do to get into that market? Or for example, or for that matter, you are in Canada, you are a micro person, and you say, okay, trade is both ways. If I import from Nigeria, what can I send to Nigeria? How do I send it? What are these things? This, ladies and gentlemen, is our objective for packaging and presenting Talking Trade with Femi Boyede. So I believe that we won't get tired of topics and resource persons, and I encourage you, please latch on with us. Of course, like Mr. Obodo and his colleagues, please be free to send questions, and it will not just be me. Now you have access to a pool of another level of experience and versatility in terms of mentorship. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so very much. Thank you that you avail us the opportunity of feeding from your table of knowledge. And not to take too much time of our special guest, I want to officially invite you to address us concerning the topic that we are looking at. And we have so many questions ready for you at the same time. So please go ahead, sir. You're on mute. You will have to unmute yourself. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Femi, and thank you very much, Boyede. Boyede has been my very good friend for over 2 decades now. And we've been on this journey. I believe the target we set for ourselves, by God's grace, we will reach that destination in a lifetime. Amen. Having said this, I think I want to start by commending this particular dream, this vision, this approach. It's quite strategic. Strategic in the sense that we are at a point, not only in Nigeria, but in the African continent, when and where we should be looking at the benefits that accrue from trade, and then begin also to dig these benefits from the past, so as to compare the past, between the past and the present, where we are in terms of status, and then with that also measure our dream of tomorrow. You may recall that the African continent has what it calls Agenda 2063. And that agenda is a vision for development of the African continent. And that gave the aid. Now, if Africa has also tried to jump out of, a lot of issues that really hindered development for some time now, and it's not been easy. It's never soft. You know, concepts, ideas, initiatives like the NEPA, the New Partnership for African Development, which was developed by Africans themselves, just to help roots into development. How far this has happened or given yield, I think that the journey would continue as long as we have not gotten to the destination. Now, trade, why trade? Trade because, for me, we have the population. And that's just the point. Trade because, for instance, Africa has a population of 1.2, 1.3 billion people. And these people must feed, these people must move, these people must, you know, do everything that a human being does. These people must also work towards development, and therefore you must exchange. Now, why trade? Yes, because for Nigeria, a people of over 200 million population, and therefore the market share would need to also align with trade. What are the benefits? How are we trading in and out? And by that I mean export and import. What are we given? And if you look at the series of UN development reports over 10 years now, everything has been pointing at trade for development. And trade has become an icon, a beacon, if you like, the nucleus of development. And so, whether we like it or not, we must call towards that particular sector trade. In Nigeria, for instance, when you are looking at the revenue generation, which of course speaks about, speaks volume about budget, national budget, state budget, and all of that, you discover that trade and the particular revenue from trade, which is always called, duties, realized by the customs, has always remained the second largest revenue base for the country, import duty. And so some of us have also looked at it from the point of export. We need to also gain from that particular side because trade has to be balanced. And perhaps as a way of introduction, rounding off this introduction, my take is also that trade has become so important because it has also permitted into the lexicon of the society, how society does things, and has moved from, buying and selling to other issues now that are being negotiated at a multilateral level. Essentially, we have trade in services with all the four modes of supply, bringing revenue into the pockets of countries that are ready. If you move from services, you move into even medicine now, the TRIMS, trade-related measures. These are issues that are coming up very critically. It has even moved into the space of capital, movement of capital. That is trade, exchange of capital. It has also moved into technology. Look at e-commerce now coming in, and it has come to stay. And many countries that are ready are making, smiling to the banks through that particular axis, and on and on and on and on. So trade has taken the space, the world space. And I can tell you this, that this is the reason why you find out that political diplomacy is giving way to economic diplomacy. And this economic diplomacy is anchored on nothing more than trade. How much is traded? how much comes in the pocket, the coffers of a union, of a federation, or a society in terms of revenue. And these are based on trade. How ready are we to trade? And the ready we are, the more ready we are to trade, the more prepared we are to trade with others, the more developed we want to be, and we will be. Thank you.